Hey up guys, Arron here, and today I'm bringing you another video on medieval engineers. So what I figured I'd do is go through a bit of an overview of what blocks we currently have available to us in the game at the moment, and their functions, the way they work, what they are used for, you know, everything along those lines. So first off, we're going to start off with the major building blocks. So it's these top sections here, which are to do with mainly building your castles and stuff like that, or houses, etc., etc. So we're going to start off with the first building block. The first building block is stone block cube. It is a stone block. It's a cube made of stone, and it's a block. That's what it is. As you can see, it snaps to the grid. The grid size, if you think of it in terms of smaller blocks compared to like these timber blocks here, one of these blocks is made up of 10. So if you look, 9 plus that one at the end is 10. They're made up of like 10 micro blocks. So each one of these is 10, like that, and you can place them into the world like so, and they're just perfectly square. You can rotate them, but that just changes the texture like that, and the textures seamlessly sort of blend together and change, which is really cool. So that's the square blocks, and what I'll do is I use these to make a bit of a foundation. If you don't know what I'm doing, if I mouse over one of these blocks and hold Control, click and hold and move my mouse around, you can see that it sort of creates a line. Now if I want to create a so let's say I've made this 3, but I want to make it 3 by 3, if I hold Shift, now I can drag it out like that and release, and now I've got a nice little area to work on. So the next block is the stone block round. It's basically the sort of round version of the cube blocks, and it is literally just a rounded edge on one of the sides and one of the edges, yeah, across 2 of the edges actually. So you can do some silly shapes like this, or you can just make a full cylinder out of them like this. So that's how you can make some of your cylindrical towers. The next block we've got in the list is the stone block round in. So it's basically it's square on 2 of the edges, but then it's curved on the inside. So it's opposed to that. Which is neat. So if you want to make a building which is square on the outside but round on the inside, you can do that. I believe you could also do things along the lines like this. I'll just give this a quick go. So we'll put one of those there, one of those there, one of those there, that there. Actually, I'd need more space than that, I believe. Yeah. So let's say I do that. One, oh, there, 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 and then I could put walls down like that, sort of. Not quite like that, but so you've got like I don't know, like a round corridor almost. So just an idea. I'll have to mess with that later a bit more. The next thing we've got is the same block, apart from this one's got a door in it. Now if you notice on the icon there is a plus symbol. Now that means that there are multiple variations of this. So you can use Q and E to rotate, You can also use R to rotate, although that won't do anything with these, and neither will Y. Y rotates as well. That's instead of using insert, delete, home, end, page up and page down near your numpad. But if you scroll with the mouse wheel, you see you've got two different variations. You've got one with the door on the far wall here, and then this one with a doorway there. So you can do all sorts. So you could, you know, if you wanted to make you could make something like that, which is kind of neat. So that's that block, the stone block round in door. Now we've got the stone arch block. So this is a block with an archway leading through it. That's it. Yeah. There's no variations on this one, but you can rotate it. And it'd be kind of handy for making sort of aqueduct sort of systems where you've got something like this maybe, or perhaps you might just extend that like that. Oh god, that almost fell and would have completely ruined everything. Right, the next one is the stone ceiling. So what this is more like it's more like an archway really. It's more like a large archway. It's a bigger version almost of that. The top section. Will I fit under? No. I can crouch under there. Oh. Yeah. Useful for doing things like this. So I could go like this. Like this. To support something like that. Some cool designs like that. The next block we have is the stone block slope. These are literally just a is it 35-degree angle there, I believe. That's 90 degrees. That's 35. Yeah. Or is it? What am I saying? It's 45. I'm an idiot. Sorry. So yeah, useful for, I don't know, making ramps. You can also, with these ones, rotate them on the sides, so you can in fact do diagonal walls. So if you want to make, because a lot of people are like, oh, I can't make diagonal castles or anything. Actually, yeah, you can. You just use those. Because you can in fact rotate them on their side, and then you can do stuff like this. I'd probably just do like that, which is pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool. Then you've got the stairs. Now the stairs don't have the option of being rotated like these ones. These ones can just be rotated like so, and these don't have any variation, scrolling or anything like that. I'll just get rid of these. Whoop. Getting stuck on the floor there. So that's the stone blocks. So now what we'll do is we'll move on to the next tab. So I'm holding shift and hitting 2 and it swaps over to the second tab here at the bottom. So we've got some stone spiral staircases, and these ones are the circular versions. These allow you to fit them into things such as this, so like that. I'll get to more of these setups after I've shown some of these. The other thing as well is these have got variations, so they can either rotate around like that, or they can rotate around like that, which is pretty cool. And you've got the same with the squared off stairs. So they're still sort of round stairs, but the outsides of them are squared off, like so. And these have also got their variation, like that, which is cool. And we've got these stone walls. So it's, instead of having a solid block, you can actually have thin walls if you want to your buildings. You also got a variation with windows. You have a variation with doors, and you also have a variation with archways. So you can have a doorway like this, or you can have a bigger archway like that. Now onto the the sort of cylindrical, the rounder walls. So we've got ones like these. We have, you rotate them in all sorts of angles, but you can't flip them. They can just be rotated like so, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the extent of the rotations. Then we've got the stone wall round door offset. So basically, it's a round wall with a doorway in it, and these have multiple variations. So if I scroll, you can actually see there are 3 positions for the doorway, which is really, really cool. So you can have a doorway on the left bit, you can have a doorway in the middle, you can have a doorway in the right. So you could do that, and then that. So you can have different positions for your doors. Pretty neat. And now we've got the windows. Now the windows don't have multiple variations, just one. And pretty good for shooting out of when we actually have the ability to do that. If we have the ability to do that, you never know. So that was the sort of finishing off of the stone things. Now we're on to the sort of additions to the stone things. So I'm going to just set up a few walls so we've got something to build on. Oh, I need to get some of these as well. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll do. So if we go back there, we've got these, which are the stone platforms, and these basically extend off the side of your buildings, like so. And then you've got the cylindrical versions of these. Now, in order to actually get these to fit on that wall, you have to use the Alt key. So you hold the Alt key and it lets you merge multiple blocks. So now that block is actually merged together. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And if you look underneath, it's just like it's just the curved variation there. It adds a bit of support and extends the edge out. Then you've also got these other bits, which are the stone battlements. Now there are multiple variations, and there are variations of the variations. So there is stone battlement centre, and there's also stone battlement side. Now the sides are used if you've not got a stone, what's it called, stone platform, because it works to the edge of the blocks. If I can put those there. In fact, you can even do this and add corners by scrolling. But those go to the edges of the full blocks, but then that's obviously not going to work if you look there. What you need to do is use the centre variations, and if you scroll, you get these as well. Now, it doesn't quite work as you'd expect. So you'll have to figure out some different solutions to things. I mean, you could just do. So can I do this? 4. Probably not. Well, let's see if this works. No. Right. Yeah, you've got to figure out different solutions to things. You basically just different variations and use them in different positions. What I'd probably do is, if you're going to do something like this, you would continue around the edge like this. Choose the corner thing like that, and then I would use number 3 and go 1 there, corner, 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 and then you could do probably that there as well. It's just a bit of trial and error. Some of them don't quite fit together, and you have to come up with different solutions to these problems. So that's for that. That's for the square bit, and now you've also got the round battlements. And if you want, you can just place them like that. So now they're actually on top of those, and it finishes off that tower, and it looks like a proper castle. So that's the stone blocks done, I believe. I'll just clear this out. Now, because they're all made up of like individual sections, which allows them to merge together and overlap, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Right. We're on now to the wooden walls. So we've now got wooden variations of those thin walls. Basically, they're not as strong, although well, technically they shouldn't be as strong. But I think in an earlier patch they were actually quite powerful. But they're just variations. The insides are blank and the outsides have got the cross beam on them, and they're in fact wood with a type of mortar. It's probably like plaster. It should be plaster, I would have thought. You've also got the window variations there. Holding Alt lets you merge the blocks. We've got the door frame. We've also got these things. Oh, got the rotating. Right. So we've got these and these. So we've got the wooden wall top and the wooden wall slope. And you can tell the outsides of them because they've got the cross beams. So on the inside it's all smooth, and then the outside there's the cross beams. Now these wooden wall slopes you use mainly for adding on like roofs. I'll show you the roofs. So I won't do all of them because there are just basically some variations. You've got like roof tile, roof wood, and roof hay. We'll just go with hay for now. So I can rotate these into position, holding Alt and then clicking lets me merge them, and there we go. We've got a proper roof on our house. Bit of texture glitching, sort of overlapping there, where the textures share the same space and it flickers between them. But that's how you get the roofs on. Holding Alt lets you merge blocks, remember? So I can do that and it adds the roof and it's overhanging there. I can delete bits of it like that. But yeah, very, 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 very cool. These blocks here are actually for finishing off the tops. So if I do that and I do that and I put a wall under there just to support it, and I choose the wooden hay roofs, the hay top bit, and I add them on this like this. That lets you finish off the peak of the roof, so you can do some cool designs with that. That's what I've used on some of my previous builds, like the windmill that I did. And I just love how it overhangs and it looks really cool. Whoa! Collision issues occasionally. So that's the roofs and the wooden walls, or it's more plaster to be honest than wood. Next we've got these wooden floors, different variations. We've also got some wooden railings and some of the wooden stairs. So these are basically the wooden platforms that you can place down the wooden floors. Now you can use them to outfit your buildings so they look a bit more, I don't know, homely, like this. Looks a bit nicer like that. You can also extend them out over the edges of things and create like platforms. But don't go too far with them because they are fairly weak and could just collapse. So you've got to be careful. Whoops, we've got a bit of bit of damage. Anyway, I'll just cover that over. That'll be fine. Nobody needs to know. We've got the curve variations like this, so you can do some cool patterns like that. You've also got these. Now these are handy for, let's say you've made whoa, why am I going up? Let's say you've made a cylindrical tower, and actually we need I'll put that there. So we're going to make a cylindrical tower, sort of, just to pretend one, like that. And let's say you've got I don't know. Let's say you've built a bridge out. Like you've got something like this, and I'm trying to think what I used it for now. What did I use it for? It's basically just for covering gaps in things. There are certain situations where you're going to need to cover a gap like that. Let's say you've got I wish there was more space than that. Like that for covering the gap, maybe something like that. Because maybe you want that curve and you want that sort of hard edge. I don't know. I've used it before. You'll probably see it in some of my other videos. Honestly, sometimes it's hard to think of what you would use some of the blocks for until you're in that situation where you actually need them. Then you've got these ones, which are the large curved variations. Now, I haven't actually used these because I don't know. I just they're supposedly the large curved variation. Now I'm assuming they're probably for the tops of like actually I think it's that they've got variations as well, don't they? Like that. So yeah, okay, I can see how that works now. It's for just creating a very large cylindrical platform. So if you wanted to make a big tower, you could probably use that. I was trying to delete them, they weren't deleting for some reason, that was weird. Get rid of these. And oh! See, it became unsupported and it instantly broke. Right. So now we can move on to these, the wooden railings. These are just wooden railings, you place them around the place. You can intersect them, sort of merge them like that. There are no variations, it's just, you rotate it. And you can't rotate it over its head or anything like that, just Q and E works, that's it. Then you've got the railings, which are the diagonal railings. So if you look... diagonal pieces. Whoops. Destroying everything. There we go, that's fine. So the wooden railings, rotate them around, but you've also got a variation which basically flips them from one side to the other. Now you'd use these in combination with your stairs, so we'll place the stairs down. These can just be rotated in pretty much any which way you want, upside down and all that. But you'd probably put the railings on like this, and then you can swap them over like so. Probably actually do them the other way, won't we? So those would go actually no, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose. Depends. Do some weird things. I don't know. Why do you want to do that? But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I believe that's it for the wooden frames and stuff like that. We've covered all the roofs apart from this, but I'll put a cone down. It's a quarter of a cone, so you have to add them all together, and you use that on top of a cylindrical tower. So I'll just quickly build the cylindrical tower, so you can see what it looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cylindrical tower. Look at that. I believe I actually made my own cylindrical tower. Did I keep it tall? One of these. And paste this in. Now I believe this will probably just instantly explode and fly everywhere. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's I think it's going. No? Not going? Well, it needs to. There we go. Whoopsie. I didn't mean to, I swear. Right, okay. So we've done those, we've done all these blocks, and so we've got all the building blocks done, I think, out of the way. In the next video, I will be covering the individual component blocks, these ones here that you would usually make machinery out of. So I'll catch you guys later in the next video. See you later.